Guess what time it is?
It's time for small potatoes.
Where we give you a naughty tease of our latest Patreon episode.
Be sure to subscribe. Links are in the description.
Many of our sessions are kind of built around the thrill and excitement of having multiple women. I've done it a few times in my personal life and fancied it quite a bit. So I'm definitely team more the merrier when appropriate. And Muse is the perfect appropriate place, right? To like live out that fantasy, which I guess some people like me are lucky happen in real life, but for many people never gets the
Yeah.
opportunity. You got to really meet the right people, the right circumstances, the right timing, no drama afterwards to even end up in like a quality threesome, foursome swapping situation. You could just go to Muse. It's really that easy.
It is. And I think the girls love duos. It's certainly at times less work type session for the girls. And it's
Mhm.
so much more fun. Like you get to play with your friends. And I think that's a good place to start is how to pick who to have a duo with. And I think it's rare for a client to walk in the front door just to meet the lineup of ladies and pick two. I'm not saying it can't happen or it shouldn't happen. It's not the norm. I think usually it's coming from a recommendation. If he's my client and asking me, Riley, who do you play best with or who do you enjoy interacting with? A recommendation is oftentimes the best starting point.
Absolutely. Because really the question I think from every client's end is it's expensive, so is it
Mhm.
worth it? And in
Right.
order for it to be really worth it, you need that right match. You want that really good chemistry. And I've always kind of thought in my head and probably said out loud a few times that a duo can really range in terms of experience. Not everybody's into a porno girl on girl threesome experience. Some people just are really almost like in a good way selfish about attention on themselves when going to a parlor because they're being treated to a service. So they're
Right.
definitely like a sector of clients that are like, well, I don't want to work. I'm here to relax. Like,
Mhm.
let them all do me. So
Yeah.
it could be two girls that are just all about him. And it's really like four hands and four boobs and two vaginas and all this touching and who's touching me where and when. And depending on positions and who's in what line of sight, like, is that her hand or his? Like, what's going on? And it's very high sensory in that sense
Yeah.
almost, right? But it's lay back, enjoy. It's kind of mellow in that regard.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to be doing much work at all. So it
Mhm.
is a division of labor for the girls, right? Like you said, it's a little easier work because they're kind of divide and conquer, but you're also hyper stimulated as the client. It can range from that all the way to crazy porno threesomes. Like it can
Mhm.
actually anywhere in between. And depending what you're looking for, I think getting a recommendation is the most critical
Mhm.
piece when it comes to the whole process before you walk in the door and start. Like you
Yeah.
really want to plan it a little bit. You want to talk to us, talk to one of our managers at front desk, call in, email in, etc., or ask your favorite muse because when there's already that
Mhm.
chemistry or there's already an established comfort, the chances of you getting exactly what you want go up exponentially and therefore make it worth the money. I
Mhm.
think team
And I think
recommendation.
I think it's like similar to couples, there's so many variations. Like you said, it could be, I think there's oftentimes even guys that want to just lay back, probably jerk off and just watch two girls. Like if the girls are
Yes.
very interactive, that can be the hot experience. And for girls that aren't as comfy, pleasing each other, there's lots of different things you can do, especially using the milking table as one tool, but also the body
Mhm.
slides that we came up with, the femme fatale and the womanizer, are perfect body slides where it's not a lot of girl interaction, but
Mm.
as the man, as like the center between them, it's an erotic experience. It's like eroticism overload to have those body slides.
It's true. And let's be real because there's always this like juxtaposition a bit of like the perspective, right? Because
Mhm.
in some respects, I think most girls know a really wild duo is, in terms of business, a great decision. In terms of
Right.
finances, a great decision, right? And yet they're coworkers. And
Mhm.
so to expect that you're just going to eat your coworker's pussy or just make out with her for 45 minutes out of it every hour is strange when you think about anyone who's listening, think about your coworkers.
Right.
That's fucking weird, right? I mean, maybe we need a part-time gig where you work. That'd be interesting if that's the norm. But unless it's like a swingers lounge, like where's that happening, right? Like you don't, you usually err on the side of HR and being overly, politically correct so as not to offend a coworker instead of being with a coworker for a really extended period of time. And like I said in the first part, yet you offer duos. And so the best business decision is to give a great wild duo.